Welcome to part two of the special Lincolnshire Police Authority question time. An audience composed of young people, pupils from schools throughout the county, and also young carers. You are very welcome. Let's go straight on to a question which is a short one, but I'm sure quite difficult to answer. And the question is...
Which cuts should be taken in Lincolnshire Police?
And I think fairly that's one for you, Fred.
Okay. It would be lovely if we lived in a world, wasn't it, where there was enough money for everything. But we're not. And the police, along with every other kind of public service in the country, is going to have to work on a reduced budget. And that's a nice way of saying cuts. We obviously need to look at what we have to do in terms of meeting the needs of Lincolnshire with the amount of money that we have. And that's why there's a lot of work going on at the moment from the senior officers in the force and from the police authority to look at ways that efficiency savings can be made to try and protect the frontline service. That is, so you will not see any difference in the way that you are served by the police in Lincolnshire. That's the absolute aim. Now that's not going to be easy. And the way that we're having to do that is to restructure, to do things in different ways. We're going to have to also lose some people from the police force. Not necessarily police officers, uniformed police officers, but a number of people, a huge number of what we call civilian staff may have to go. I wouldn't say a huge number, perhaps some. Some of them will go voluntarily, they will go on retirement, they will move to other jobs. There may have to be a few redundancies. We hope not. But the aim is to protect the frontline policing. At the same time, we need to ensure that the amount of money that Lincolnshire Police receive is the maximum amount. Now the money comes in two ways. It comes through what we call the council tax, part of the tax that your parents pay, and it also comes from central government. And sadly, Lincolnshire receives the lowest amount from central government of all the police forces in the country. Now, we don't actually think that's very fair. It doesn't really reflect the problems that we have in Lincolnshire. For instance, we're a very large county, a huge county, a county that's very rural in many places. It takes quite a long time to get to places. So we, as a police authority, are engaging with the government, with ministers, to make sure that when the budget is announced, when the amount that is given to Lincolnshire is announced, it actually does maximise. We hope we're no longer going to be the lowest funded force in the country, because that we don't think is absolutely fair and it doesn't reflect the needs. We're also a rapidly rising population in this county as well. People want to come and live here. But I'm also going to have to tell you something else, that we are the safest county in the country to live in. The crime here is lower than in other parts of the country. It is a safe place to live, and that's why people want to come and live in Lincolnshire. That's one of the reasons. It's a nice place to live. You might not think so, but there are plenty of people that want to come here. There are other reasons as well, of course. So we have a difficult task, and it's one where everybody wish we weren't here. We are here, and we're all facing it together to look at the ways that we can, as I say, protect the service that you receive. And I wouldn't like to say that's easy. It's certainly not going to be easy, but that's where we're starting from, and let's hope we can deliver it as well.
Thanks, Fred. A very full answer there. We'll move on to our next question.
To what extent do you feel that the police could portray a more friendly and approachable image to young people, and do you think that if they were to do so, it might decrease crime?
Phil?
To answer the second part first, yes, I think it would. I think the more effective we are in communicating with young people, the more effective we are in engaging with you and understanding the things that matter to you and helping you to understand how we work as well. I think that does have an impact on the level of crime. And to give you an example of how that might work, if you know, for example, who's involved in antisocial behaviour, who's involved in different types of criminal offences, then we need to have your trust, we need to have your confidence that you're prepared to talk to the police in one form or another to provide us with that information. Because the way that we detect crime is that we have people who will provide us with the information. So the basic answer is yes, if we can improve the confidence that you've got in us, then yes, it would reduce crime.
Julia, can I address or ask that the next question is addressed to you? And the next question is,
how does the Lincolnshire Police Force assist rural communities with problems they may be having? I, for one, live in a small village which has a police station that's rarely open.
Well, I'm actually work from a rural office based at Colsterworth in the south of the county, and we have, because it is a rural area, we have the office situated in the village so that people can come in and visit us if they need to, and it is a point of contact. We work out of the office, I'm PC myself, and we have 2 community support officers, and we use that as our base so that we are actually situated in the area at the time. However, the question of the stations actually rarely open, that is because we use it as a base. We found that most people, if you ask them, do you want to see people out on the street, police officers out on the street, they will say yes. But so if they're in an office, then they're not out on the street. But we are contactable all the time. We have got a fax machine, we've got a mobile phone, we've got an answer phone at the office. But because we've got the mobile phones and our details are available on all the Links Police websites, we've also got our own web page in a local on a local village site. We put out newsletters to provide details to the public. Then we are easily contactable. So we're always available, but we just use the office as our as our base really to do our paperwork and answer our phone calls.
so what you're saying is that there are so many ways to contact the police. It's not just a case of, it's no longer dial 999 for the police.
Well, that's it. Most people don't really want to come to the office. I've been working in the office quite a bit doing paperwork, and I don't get people come in. However, they ring me on my mobile phone and expect us to go out to them because the problem is usually at their home or at their school or whatever, and we will go out and visit them, and people prefer us to be out and about. So it's what do you prefer, basically? And most people, as I say, prefer us to be out and about on the street.
Absolutely. So there's a more as it were intimate way of getting in touch with the police. It is, it's not just in cases of extreme emergency. We've got the new non-emergency number, which is 0300 111 0300. But as Julia said, you can contact our officers throughout the county on their mobile phones. Can I just got a very quick question?
Which police television programme do you think is most realistic?
Phil?
It's an unfair question. I would say Brit Cops. Brit Cops have been following Lincolnshire police officers around for a number of months now, so that'll give you a snapshot of some of the work that we do. It doesn't give you everything, but that's probably a reasonably realistic one at the moment.
Are you on it?
No.
Oh, sorry. I was going to get your autograph. Fred?
Oh gosh, I rarely watch police programmes. I know the ones I most enjoy. I enjoy Inspector Morse, but I expect that's not entirely not realistic. And when I was young, and some of the no, you're probably even too young to know that, there was a programme called Z Cars. And Z Cars changed the way the police were portrayed in this country. It's many years, it was black and white, but it was the first, what they call realistic TV programme for police.
I remember Z Cars.
Yeah, we remember Z Cars.
It was brilliant. Quickly, Julia?
I don't watch police programmes, but I do like Waking the Dead, which is about forensics, which is digging up, well, literally resolving old crimes through forensic evidence, and I think that's because I think most of the others aren't really realistic at all.
But you will be watching Brit Cops.
No, sorry.
Right. Okay, right. So on that note, thank you very much indeed for watching. And again, thank you for being a great audience.